In this class, we're going to look at an alternative to the Akismet anti-spam plugin. Now, Akismet is free if your site is only for personal use. In other words, you're not generating any commercial income. You're not generating money from your site, whether that's selling your own stuff or promoting other people's stuff, AdSense ads. If your site is generating any kind of income, you cannot use the free version. In other words, for you to use Akismet, at that point, it's going to cost you between $5 a month and $50 per month. And even having said that, Akismet's a good plugin, but it's not the best plugin. And what I'm going to demonstrate in this video is what I think is a plugin that's not only free for as many sites as you own and can generate income from those sites, but it's better than Akismet, and that is Anti-Spam-Bee. And it's a free download from WordPress.org. Just click on plugins, and whenever you get to plugins, you can type in Anti-Spam-Bee, then hit enter. Just click on the title, and that takes you to the Anti-Spam-Bee page at WordPress.org. And you can read all this stuff here if you want, but at this point, I just want to install and activate it and configure it on the site. So let's go ahead and log into our admin area, then come on over to Plugins, click on Add New, and in the Search Plugins box, type in Anti-Spam-Bee. And this is the one that we're looking for here. Click on Install Now and activate. Now we can get to the settings to configure our Anti-Spam-Bee plugin by clicking on the link here that says Settings within our plugins page, or over here in the Settings flyout, we can click on the new link that's just been added, again titled Anti-Spam-Bee. Now while I'm here, I do want to mention that by configuring the Anti-Spam-Bee plugin, this works along with whatever settings you have in your discussions. It's not going to override any of those, it's just going to add to those. So I just want to point that out, that Anti-Spam-Bee works with, not in place of, whatever settings you have in your discussion. Now then, let's go ahead and click on Settings. And right off the bat, I want to mention that the default settings in here are going to work perfectly, but if you know what you're doing, then you can go in here and further configure these items. Like for example, by default, mark as spam, do not delete. This means that whenever Anti-Spam-Bee detects spam, it's going to keep it on your site. It's not going to publish it, but it's going to keep it on your site so that you can then come in and moderate it just in the event that Anti-Spam-Bee might have wrongly detected a real comment as spam. You can then go in and adjust that to make it real and then publish it. With that in mind, you might want to also come on down here and check this box to set an automatic cleaning of that spam folder that these guys are kept in after a certain number of days. Just remember though, you want to get in there and moderate those that are in that spam folder within this time frame, otherwise they're going to be gone anyway. Now of course, if you don't want to mess with any of this stuff, whether it's legitimate or not, if it's marked as spam and you want to trust that Anti-Spam-Bee is doing that perfectly all the time, then just untick it. But I'm going to go and leave this on. And I'm going to check this box here to clean things out after 5 days. Now these two here under the anti-spam filter, and backing up for a second, there's 3 columns here. The filter, the advanced, and since this is squeezed together here for making this video, you're not seeing the 3rd column here. It's actually down below, and it's titled More. Basically, it's some reporting stuff, but I'll get to that in a second. But these 2 items here, the trust commenters with a gravatar, anybody can get a gravatar, so I would not check this box at all. Consider the comment time. I wouldn't mess with this because personally I have either a caching plugin and or connected to Cloudflare, which has its own built-in caching system. So as it says here, this is not recommended when using page caching, so I would leave this unticked. These other items, I would not mess with those. I just leave those checked. I would leave these unticked as well, but that's me. If, say, for example, your site is a Spanish-speaking site, chances are that any comment that comes in that's not within the Spanish language, it's English or whatever, chances are it's going to be spam, in which case you can check this box and check whatever language you want to allow. So any other language that comes in that's not selected here is going to be automatically sent over to that spam folder. And if yours is multiple languages, then just hold your control key down. Unless you're on a Mac, then I think it's a command key, and then select the additional languages. But I'm going to not check that. And this one here, again, I would leave this off, but if you wanted to block comments from specific countries, then you can do that either by blacklisting them, by signifying which countries you don't want comments from, or whitelisting, which is just the opposite. Myself, I would not do this. I would block traffic, which would also block the comments, but I would block traffic from these countries by way of Cloudflare or HT Access or some other means, but not this way. If you are going to go this route, Let me point you in the right direction here because this is kind of wonky. Click on the ISO codes because you need to insert those codes here. And if you don't know what the ISO code is, well, click on that link. You're taken to this page here, and you would naturally think it's going to be on here somewhere, but it's another link you got to click on right here. Country Code Collection. Click on that. I think that's like the second section down. And then scroll down and click on the full list of country codes. And it's this Alpha 2 code column is what you want. So then you just select whatever countries you want to blacklist or whitelist, put their appropriate code in that box, and you're good to go. Again, I'm not going to mess with that. And coming on back up here to the advanced, like I said, everything else in here I'm just going to leave alone. Now, if you want to be notified by email that there has been a comment marked as spam, go ahead and check that box. I'm not going to bother. I'll just pop in every so often to check the spam folder. And these other ones I'm just going to leave alone. Down here under the reporting stuff, under more. If you want this stuff on your dashboard, then go ahead and check it. If you find that after a while you're not wanting this anymore, then go ahead and come back and untick it. And whatever changes you make here, come on down and click on Save Changes. Now, before I close out the video, I also want to mention that if you click on Manual here, that's going to bring you to the Anti-Spam Bee GitHub page, where if you scroll through this, you can see some additional items here, like under Documentation. This goes through and explains, a lot of it's in German, but it goes through and explains some of the stuff on each one of those boxes here. So in case you want to learn more about those items that I did not cover or just kind of skimmed over, that's what you want to do right here. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of this class on a free alternative to the Akismet anti-spam plugin. Thanks for checking it out, and you have a great day.